New York. I mean, yeah, the closest I've come to it is either rewatching Spider-Man 2 or belting out that Alicia Keys song in Clapham after 5 Copperbergs. Big lights do inspire me. Especially the ones that say £3 Jaeger bombs. Come on, lads, let's f***ing go! But this week, I've been worried isn't actually the right word for once. This week, I've been not too worried about this.
Is this the future of the Democratic Party? A young socialist, as proud of his ideology as he is of his and New York's immigrant roots.
Ya es hora que cambien las cosas. Mi nombre es ZOHRAN MAMDANI.
He walked the length of Manhattan, creating a movement that means he's the favourite to be the next mayor of America's biggest city.
In the words of Nelson Mandela, it always seems impossible until it is done.
ZOHRAN MAMDANI was an outsider, a 33-year-old Muslim born in Uganda and a state assembly member for just 4 years. But he tapped into a city wanting change.
That's right, the Democrats in the US have picked their guy to run for New York mayor this November, ZOHRAN MAMDANI. And look, you may have heard of him already. Nearly every celebrity you follow on Instagram was posting him on their stories to prove they hate capitalism. And let's be real, half of them were definitely refreshing their emails recently to see if they got a wedding invite from Jeff Bezos. The cheeky c***s. But please, carry on, tell us more about dismantling capitalism from your Gucci panic room. A fun fact about Mamdani is that his mum is actually a famous filmmaker, and when he was just a teenager, he convinced her not to direct the next Harry Potter movie. He was like, "Hey mum, don't worry about that massive paycheck that's going to pay off all our debts. Listen to your 13-year-old f***ing son over here. Also, can I borrow $20 for a Five Guys?" When I was a teenager, I was busy trying to convince my mum that Assassin's Creed was f***ing history homework. No mum, seriously, I have to stab the Pope. It's for my GCSEs. But hey, please don't take this video as me ripping into Mamdani. I'm actually quite hopeful that he's the Democrats' candidate. But also don't see this as a whopping endorsement of Mamdani either. I don't agree with all of his policies. However, the reason why him being the candidate fills me with hope is it finally feels like a sign that the Democrats are listening more and changing, especially after Kamala lost to the honey monster last year. Now, I'm not saying the Democrats have to become full socialist. Heck, I'm not even a socialist. I'm a social democrat. And if you don't know what that means, imagine if capitalism and socialism went on a night out, started feeling each other, had a quickie in the back of an Uber, but forgot to use contraception. Alright, yeah, it's pretty much the middle ground of capitalism and socialism. But there are 3 social democratic principles that Mamdani has that the Democrats need to start using front and centre of their future campaigns. And those principles are A. Taxing the rich, B. Stronger workers' rights, and C. Universal healthcare, or at least a step towards it. But what I worry is there could be some hurdles within the Democratic Party that stops the party changing for the better. You see, Mamdani was up against Andrew Cuomo, and Andrew Cuomo running for mayor of New York is like if your ex-situationship texted you saying they've changed, while still mid-thrust inside your flatmate. See, Cuomo claims to be on the side of workers' rights, but then freaks out when workers want to strike. The guy also claims to support taxing the rich, but 10 years ago, he cut taxes for people who want to buy a yacht. It's like the goalkeeper who makes fun of you for not being the best at football, but then missed every save because he was sat on his arse watching Fake Taxi. But this is where the issue lies. Despite everything I just said, Cuomo got the most endorsements from the big shots in the Democratic Party. For example, he got an endorsement from former President Bill Clinton. Why? Because he plays it safe. Too safe. And I get it, some of you right now may be watching thinking, well, you're just some silly British guy who's never been to New York, why do you care? Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, but because of who the US elected, the tariffs have kind of been messing up all our shit. So actually, I'd quite like it if the Democrats got it right next election, so we're not paying f***ing double for popcorn or whatever. The point is, if the Democrats want to start winning again and actually beat this MAGA madness, they've got to finally stop embracing capitalism and focus on those three core principles. A, taxing the rich, B, stronger workers' rights, and C, a real push towards universal healthcare. Because from what it seems, America wants change. Positive change.